Hello and welcome to a new tutorial. Today we are going to talk about how to import external data into Excel by the use of Python. So in this example we want to retrieve stock market data, in this case of Apple stock in particular, and we would like to have it in this kind of box in order to do some calculations with it. So let's jump right into it. We are going to need beautiful soup, so import PS4. We are going to need requests in order to get the URLs. Import requests. And we're going to use openpyxl in order to write into Excel, so import openpyxl. Yeah, then we can start defining our workbook. In this case we call it wb, so openpyxl.load_workbook, and you need to insert your path, your file path here. In this case it is users young documents, and the file is called data.xlsx. Now we need to define the sheet, and we are going, in this example, going to use to define the sheet by the sheet name. So in this case it is called wb data, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check. Yes, as you can see, the sheet is called data. You can change that as much as you like, of course. And next up we are going to define the actual script that is going to retrieve the data from the web page. So we are using requests. Let's call r requests.get. Now we need to insert the link, and in this case we are going to use Yahoo Finance, probably the most popular one, Yahoo Finance. Then we look for Apple stock, AAPL, and there we have the element. But for now we are just going to copy the URL. It's quite a long one at that. And now we can go over finding the actual element. So we are using beautiful soup for that. So we are calling beautiful soup, and we want to have text, so r.text. We further classify the features, and this one is called html.parser because we are going to parse the information. Next up we need to define the variable that is going to store the stock market data, or the Apple stock data, and because it's the price we can call it priceAAPL. How about that? So we retrieve it from soup, find, and we want to find all elements. In this case we want to find this element, so we right click on it in our browser and go to inspect. Now a window will pop up, and as you can see, the element that we want to retrieve, the 444.45, is in this class, so d in parentheses ib and so on. So we are going to copy that. So it's in a div. Then we further specify the class. Oops. And the class is called that. Then we close the parentheses and find the span. We only want to have the text, therefore we use text function. And in order to see whether everything worked, we are just going to print out priceAAPL. Let's see how this works. Oops. And we get an error, of course. Line 10, priceAAPL, find all class. Let me just double check. Oh yeah, because there are multiple elements that are having this class name, we need to specify whether we want to have the first one, the second one, or any other, and we can do that by the use of a list. So in this case, we want to have the first element. I checked that before, and because Python is counting from 0, in order to get the first one, we need to put a 0 in front of that. So let's run the script again, and there we go. It worked beautifully. Because, however, my Excel, as you have probably seen, is using a comma to distinguish between the decimal places, and therefore, therefore we have to replace the dot with a comma. That is pretty easy though. Just type replace and specify what you want to replace. So we want to replace the dot with a comma. That is all that's to it. Oops. Let's run it again. And as you can see, perfect. So the last thing that's left to do is for us to import this data into our Excel sheet. And as it's a value, let's call it v for value. We go to sheet.cell. In my case, the row number is 7. I can just show it to you real quick. So it's the 7th row and the 6th column. So row 7, column 6. It's a value that we want to insert, and the value is stored in the variable priceAAPL. So priceAAPL. And last thing to do is saving the workbook. So we will have the information stored, and again it is this one. I don't want to change the name at all, I just want to keep it as it is. I think that's the easiest one. And now we can try it out. Let's run the script. No errors, that's great. If you go over your Excel sheet now, you'll not see a change, but don't worry, it's just the unsaved variant of the file. So if you close this one and reopen it, there you go, you have the data. There's obviously many different practical examples that you could use this for. So you could retrieve stock market data, item data from Amazon, or yeah, literally anything else that is stored on a website. So if this was helpful, please consider liking or subscribing, and in any case, have a great day. Bye bye.